frisky enough for a party.
A party. Cheers.
I feel like this is barely big enough for how big of a refreshing cocktail I need today.
Dude, I hear you. It's never, the glass is never big enough. But you did just have a little bit of a refresher, yeah?
Yeah, and I had to refill because, you know, summer is upon us. It is official that summer is here.
It is.
So are the Emmy nominations.
Oh my gosh, you guys, we're so excited.
Yes.
Because, well, obviously, to their credit, the Academy nominated Dame Emilia Clarke.
Yes.
Obviously.
Yes. And
yes, I said Dame Emilia Clarke. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch a previous episode. We'll link it. She'll link it. I don't know how to do that yet.
We're referencing
Everybody does that. It's fine. You know the podcast. They're like, I'll link my episode
our
with so-and-so.
royal we.
Mm-hmm.
I was really excited about how Gwendolyn Christie, the HBO did not put her up for her nomination, so she put her damn self up for her nomination. Got it!
Amen.
Good girl. Along
Amen.
with all of the other Game of Thrones nominations, they dominated everywhere.
They did dominate. The only one. I'm okay. So you know I wasn't thrilled with the story. So I'm excited for the Emmy nomination for the Long Night episode, for the writing. I thought that was a great episode.
Yeah.
I thought the direction was great. You know, episodes 5 and 6 were not my favorite. No. Let me amend that. They were visually incredible. It was beautiful to watch. I was transported. But I did not like where the story went.
Not to the places you wanted to go.
I was transported, but not to places I wanted to go. But the acting was incredible, especially, you know, because we're actors. We know what it's like when you get a script and you're like,
what the? You want me to do what?
My character does that. Okay. Cool. I mean, I felt like we were setting it up to go, you know, a totally different place, but
hold on. Let me see how I'm going to create some internal hooks to make that work. Just give me a minute. What? Okay. I'm going to have to use my entire bag of tricks here. Because the bag of tricks is there for when you need a bag of tricks.
Yeah, and we know Emilia Clarke must have pulled out all her tricks because, sorry, I can't stop gushing over her. I just thought she was incredible.
Yeah.
And the nomination is well deserved.
Yeah.
And I'm glad Kit Harington got nominated too.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, I feel bad. Some people poo-poo on Jon Snow and say he's boring. I always loved him. He was like the constant in the show for me. You know, like I always knew what Jon Snow was gonna do. Mm-hmm. Or if he did something that surprised me, then I was like, oh, okay, I see that.
Mm-hmm. I actually am really, you know, I have to say fair play to Kit Harington because when I heard that, and I don't mean this in any kind of a gossipy way. I mean this in a truly transformative way. I heard that Kit Harington had gone and he'd checked himself into rehab. And I'm sorry, I sound like I need rehab right now because I have this buxom lip gloss that I've been using, which I love. Except that it's like some weird lip plumper thing that I get from Ipsy, and they like send me a glam bag, and I love it. But it's like a lip plumper thing, and it makes my mouth a little bit numb because it's, you know, a plumpy kind of thing. So if I'm, you know, it's not because I'm drunk. This is actually Mandarin club soda. But it does make my tongue a little bit numb, so I'm sorry. But when he checked himself into rehab so he could get some rehabilitation and some rest after the, you know, ribbing that we certainly have given his character and his journey, you know, the articles that I've been reading about him, of him just wanting to get some new tools for his life, because his entire adult life has been Game of Thrones. His trajectory of being an absolute nobody to being a superstar who is stalked everywhere he goes. Yeah. You know, getting married on the show to his co-star, and like that, you know, fraud complex of like him saying like, I don't know if I can even act.
Right.
I've only known this one character really, and wanting to see what he could create for the next part of his life, and to do that in a safe space where he could get some extra tools and create that.
Yeah.
You know,
Kudos to you for realizing that maybe you could do with some help.
And I thought that was done with actually a lot of grace, and to give yourself the space to do that.
Absolutely.
Who wouldn't want to go to rehab and get yourself some? I thought it was really great, and it just really touched my heart in a really deep way that it can be done in a way that isn't such a bad thing
like a
anymore.
Scandal.
That's not a bad thing, that you can do that with the love and support of your family and your community, and that we all can just root for you to get what you need so that you can gracefully come out the other side. So way to go. Way to go. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
I am totally thrilled about so many things about the Emmys. Just to get it out of the way right now, there was one snub that because I want to put a really, really, really big plug in for the show. There's a show called Rami that is on Hulu that was not nominated, and it was overlooked. I don't think a lot of people know about the show, and just so that I don't forget to talk about it, I want to get it out of the way now. If you haven't seen the show and you don't know anything about it, check it out. Rami is an Egyptian-American comedian. He's got his own show on Hulu, and it is a conversation about his experience being a Muslim American in America and trying to be a good person in his conflicting information of being his parents. He came to America as a very young man from Egypt, being raised in America, the conflicting perception of people that people put on him about being a Muslim, being a first-generation American. There is such an incredible conversation that's happening there, and a conversation that I have never heard before, that I had learned so much watching the show, and also even just in the religion of like what it means to, and the judgments from other people that aren't the judgment he has of himself of being a good person, and also what you're supposed to do, and the not drinking and living in New York and New Jersey, and I mean, it's so fascinating, and his own judgments in the midst of that, and his journey with sex and with drugs and rock and roll and with life as being, a young man trying to navigate all of that and what it means. It's fascinating and so liberating, because he's just a dude trying to figure it out being a young man, and he's fallible, and it's a really, really fascinating show. Really fascinating. There's an episode that's about when he's young and 9/11 happens, and him being his friends at school all of a sudden going, "So are you a terrorist?" And it's brilliant. It's so genius, and it should be required viewing for everyone, just for being on the inside of what that story is like. Yeah. As opposed to, it really puts you on the inside. Okay, let's continue.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just want to talk about lead actress in a comedy series. Listen to these nominees. Christina Applegate, Dead to Me. I loved that show.
Oh my God. I love her so much.
Rachel Brosnahan, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Veep. Oh my gosh, I loved
returning again and again and again and again. Natasha Lyonne in Russian Doll. I love that show. It is such an oddball show, and she deserves every bit of it.
Oh my gosh.
Such an interesting show.
Yeah, it takes you like 3 episodes to figure out what's going on.
And even then, you still don't know what's going on, but it's so interesting. You just want to keep watching it. She's amazing.
And it's so funny.
It's so unique, too. I love that we're breaking the barriers of storytelling in such a unique way. It's very, very fascinating.
But when you don't have to write for commercial breaks, a world opens up to you. In my writing class, my teacher said, the advent of streaming and cable, like when you, for example, when you're writing a half-hour show, right? It's 22 minutes that you write, and everything else is ads. But like take a show like Divorce on HBO or something, or Sex and the City. You're working with 30 to 36 minutes. That's like an extra 15 minutes to play with.
Yeah.
Same for an hour show, an extra 15 to 20 minutes.
And if it doesn't have to be exactly the same length every time, and you can kind of wiggle that wiggle room.
Exactly.
Amazing.
That must be great as a creator to be
amazing
at a place like Netflix or HBO, or like where you say like, you know, these 5 acts of my story are really important, and I don't feel that I can cut any of this, and it comes out at an hour and 8, and the HBO exec watches and agrees with you and says, okay.
Yeah. Liberating.
Yeah.
How liberating.
Catherine O'Hara, Schitt's Creek. She's a queen. I have loved her for
Just want to be her when I grow up.
I know.
And then you look away, and then you look, and you look, and you look, and you look away. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can run Waiting for Kaufman, and it's brilliant. Please continue. And Phoebe Waller-Bridge finally getting her due, because Fleabag did not get any love the first time, and then everybody saw Killing Eve, which also got a ton of nominations.
Yes.
And then now she's a triple crowner with the Emmys this time, and way to go. We gave her a Dame.
Yeah,
a Dame
I was going to
queen.
say, did we
We
Dame
gave her,
as well?
we Queen Damed her.
Dame
already.
Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Incredible.
And Dame Amelia Clark.
Yeah, incredible. I'm so glad also when they see us is getting so much love. As a limited series run.
I know. Wasn't good?
I've followed that story since it broke when I was a kid, and it was kind of I was at the age when it first made me go, wait, I don't understand. It was kind of the first time I realized, like, oh, there's a difference in the storytelling happening here. What is going on? I've kind of followed that story, and to see, we Queen Damed Ava DuVernay as well. She got nominated for director. Yeah. Niecy Nash, who I love, she got nominated for Best Actress, and I absolutely adore her so much, from Reno 911 to Claws, which is my jam. I love Claws. Claws is the most delicious, if you haven't watched Claws on TNT, Claws is like delicious glitter trash.
So good.
Love it. It is the trashiest, most streamable, can't turn it off show. It's awesome. Yeah. And she's so, to see her be taken seriously is incredible. To just have that show be the relevance of that show in the time that we live in right now is incredible.
Yes. But here's as with every Emmy season, it's frustrating because you guys, I watch a lot of TV. Like, a lot of TV. Part of it is my job, right? Mm-hmm. If I get an audition and I haven't seen the show, that's bad. So we watch a lot of TV. But there are more than 400 shows currently in production and airing right now. It's impossible. So sadly, I have not seen some of these Emmy nominations. Like, lead actress in a limited series or television movie. I have not seen 3 of the 6. No, 4 of the... No, 1, 2, 3. I have not seen half of the nominees. So, I don't know what I'm going to do. Not that I get a vote. I'm not a member of the Television Academy.
We get our vote right here because we started our own channel and we're obnoxious.
Them.
Right.
Yeah.
I hope Michelle Williams is good in Fosse Verdon. I'm sorry, I haven't watched it yet because I really resent the idea that she's playing Gwen Verdon. I'm sorry, I just do, because I am a huge Gwen Verdon fan, and I'm sorry. I'm admitting my bias where that is concerned.
It's okay, you know
And
what?
I hope that she's amazing, because I want people to prove me wrong. I really, really want you to prove me wrong, the same way that I want Renee Zellweger to be incredible as Judy. But I want you, please prove me wrong. Prove me wrong, please. But I resent the idea that and I hope she got nominated, so I hope that she does. But I kind of resent it a little bit. And
and then our lead actress in a drama series.
We got our Emilia Clarke. Yeah.
Crazy good. Obviously, Emilia Clarke, Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Jodie Comer, Killing Eve.
Yes.
Viola Davis, How to Get Away with Murder.
Yes.
I don't know how the Emmy voters are gonna do that. I mean,
come on.
None of them would be a bad choice.
Come on.
Laura Linney, Ozark. Oh my gosh, are you watching Ozark?
I haven't watched it, I'm not gonna lie. But Laura Linney is the reason that I got my SAG card.
Well, hot damn. I love Ozark. I love it. Like, it's so addictive for me. I just want to keep watching. Maybe because we have family in Missouri, and I feel like maybe... No, not really. I mean, yeah, sort of. I don't know. I'm digging a hole there. I don't want to...
I literally watched the first 2 episodes, and I went, this is so interesting.
Yeah.
there's so many other things I'm gonna have to make my way back to it, and then I just never did, and it wasn't because it wasn't good, and it's not because I don't love her and Michael, Jason Bateman, because I do.
Right. Did you call him Michael Bluth? Because I've done that. I'm like, Michael Bluth is it? Wait, no.
No one was supposed to catch that, but since it was funny, I won't edit it out.
No. It's hilarious.
Okay.
No, but we've been watching Jason Bateman since he was on Valerie's Family, right?
My whole life.
Sorry, we called you Michael Bluth. Mandy Moore, This Is Us, doing
I'm
great
glad
work.
that Mandy Moore got some love, even though she pulled rank on Homeboy this year, and still got some love because she called out her ex, and whose name I can't remember right now, but it was a little bit of a scandal. She called him out for being.
I missed that.
Yeah, and the blowback that is always, and the danger of calling somebody out for being inappropriate and abusive is the danger of that, and it didn't happen for her, so I'm glad that worked out.
Sandra Oh,
Queen Sandra
Oh. I feel like they're pitting Sandra and Jody against each other. There should be when it's that situation where you have the two
against each other.
I mean, #truth. But I feel like where it's that situation where you have two leads, and they're obviously two leads, right? Like you can't argue one over the other. They should both be allowed to win. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But I need Amelia Clark to win also. So, it's so tricky.
Look, it's a good thing we're not.
And then Robin Wright, House of Cards. I thought she was phenomenal this last season.
Wow.
She
Hail the chief. Hail the chief. Yep. That's some seriously delicious. That's a delicious category right there.
Yeah. I mean,
you could give it to any one of those, and you'd be all right.
Yeah,
any one of them.
Yeah, they're all doing incredible work. But Amelia, we promised you, if the Academy didn't come through with you, you get the first ever Chillin with Jylan award. Yeah, so. It's being crafted and printed.
Yeah, we're fabricating it currently.
That's for. Oh yeah, wait.
In the shape of a dragon.
Amelia,
I'm
so friggin' sick of dragons. I've got to know.
No.
I've got to know.
We'll do it in the shape of.
I mean, I feel like I could never get sick of them, but I wasn't living with them for 7 to 8 months of the year for 7 years, 8 years, however long you were doing that. I love how I talk to her like she's on the other end of the camera. She might be. She could be.
It's funny, I've been reading Amy Poehler's Yes Please.
Mm-hmm.
And, there's a lot of things in there about people who are like, oh, I just want to be so-and-so's friend. And then they became friends. So
it does happen.
I'm naming and claiming that for you. And for us.
Yeah. Amy Poehler. She's special.
Queen Dame Amy Poehler.
Queen Dame Amy Poehler. I have a funny story about Amy Poehler. It's tricky. You know what? It's probably not that big a deal. We can edit it if we have to. Last time she was at UCB, she totally dinged my friend Stacy's car. Totally dinged it. She knew about it, and she found Stacy and, paid for it. But, hilarious, right? That, Amy Poehler, founder of the UCB, goes to UCBLA and totally dings an employee's car.
I mean, it's LA. It happens
LA.
everywhere.
It happens, but in the valet. It's a little funny. It's a little funny.
She lives in New York. She probably forgot how to drive.
She doesn't. She lives here in LA.
She lives in LA. She probably
forgot how to drive. Nobody knows how to drive.
Nobody knows how to drive. Nobody drives in LA. Nobody walks in LA.
Oh, I've got to tell you, in the 15 years, and I can't do math. The almost 15 years I've been living, no, it's been more than 15 years. I can't do maths. I've been living in Los Angeles more than 15 years, but less than 20. Don't ask me how many, because I don't know. More people than ever are not driving. Don't have cars.
It's because of Lyft and Uber. Thank you.
Yeah, but also, I'm you're not reliable. I can't tell you how many people have been oh, I couldn't get a lift, or like the subway. There's no subway stop near there, and I was like,
Why'd you move to LA?
Yeah, dude, this ain't New York. Like, it's really hard to live in LA without a car, and that's not a secret.
Listen,
don't
if
keep
you
that
live
a
in LA,
secret.
you're gonna get in a car accident. You're gonna ding somebody's car. Deal with it. You're gonna have to have transportation. Work it out. Work it the flock out.
Yeah, unless you're like one of those people who like works
Has
downtown.
a driver.
Or has
works
a driver.
downtown.
But like maybe you work downtown and you can literally walk to your office building. Like that's amazing. But for the majority of us in LA, that is not the case.
Wow.
Wouldn't it be nice if all auditions were in just one place? But instead they're all over. They're all over.
Could you imagine
That would be
if
great.
they weren't in Santa Monica on Fridays?
You guys, don't get me wrong. Every time I get an audition, I am overjoyed and ecstatic. But it's a little difficult when the audition is at 4 p.m. on a Friday in Santa Monica. And I live near Pasadena. Oh my god. So then I just say to my husband, like, I love you. I'll be home around 11 p.m. Because you gotta stay. You have to stay in Santa Monica until at least 8 o'clock. Otherwise, you're sitting on the 10 freeway.
You were gonna spend all of that time, or you can just wait until it'll take you a half hour.
You can have a fun dinner and shop, or sit on the freeway.
Sit on the beach and watch the sunset. Have a dinner.
Yeah.
Watch a movie.
Maybe call some friends who live in Santa Monica.
Seriously. Yeah. Watch a movie and then drive back at 9 because I will at least have had a good time then.
Right. You won't have been sitting in your car.
Because otherwise I'd just be mad.
Yeah.
And angry. Or I'll put on like a musical and you know, sit in the car and have a good time. Because Ethel Merman is my spirit animal.
Yes, she is.
Along with foxes.
Well, Ethel Merman is a fox. So.
Well, there's that. Yeah. Yeah, Ethel Merman actually went to a singing coach one time and they said, don't quit your day job. So instead she quit the coach. Thank you,
Amen.
Ethel Merman.
You know what? When I was very young and took my very first acting class, the teacher told me my voice was awful and that I needed tons of work because I was annoying to listen to.
I was in the chamber singers in high school, which is like the singing and dancing group, and I auditioned for the solo, you know. And the solo, I wanted to sing the solo, so I auditioned for the solo, and the musical director said, oh, no, honey, you're never going to be a soloist. You should just stay in the back and harmonize. You'll always be a backup singer. That's what he told me. And then I spent the next 10 years as a backup singer because I didn't know that I could be a soloist. I have my own band now. Fuck you, Mr. Webster. Okay.
There are too many adults in positions of power over young people.
No, don't tell people what they can do and what they can't do.
They might not be for you. They might not be the puzzle piece in your puzzle. But don't you dare tell them they're not for anybody else's puzzle.
Don't ever tell somebody what they can and can't do.
It's really reverberating. I like that.
Because it's truth. It's truth.
It sure is. I love that people probably think we get pissed drunk doing these.
I know, it's just part of our branding. Jill's a good girl who needs Chardonnay after 5, and me, the bad girl who's just drunk all the time, drinking our Mandarin club sodas.
I'm always drunk on fizzy water.
That's us. The bubbles go straight to my head. And did you have anything else you wanted to say about the Emmys right now? I mean, we talked about the things that were really dear to our heart.
Yes, yes. And you best believe, as the Emmys draw nearer, I will be imploring the voters to vote for my dames.
Dames.